Okay, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Anchorhaven and it is Friday. Well, it's our Friday late, early morning Saturday live. One second. So, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'm just warming up and getting myself awake, aware, conscious. So it's my Saturday and it's late Friday. Good morning, Wizard Workers. How are you doing? So yeah, I'm Mike Haven and this is the Mystical Wellness Channel. So welcome in everybody. It is 5:37 a.m. here. I'm in the United Kingdom in the northwest of England in the Liverpool City region. And there is a beautiful blue sky because it's the weekend. So they're going to make it nice for everyone to get out and spend their monies. On this channel, we talk about all things weird, wonderful, mystical, wellness, esoteric, secret, hidden, time travel, cloning, Stargate, space programs, special access programs, Project Oblivion, targeting versus empowerment. Aussie Jake, stop rock and don't drop the bong. G'day, legend. Hey, Aussie Jake, you're coming in right at the beginning. Oh, this is so cool to see you. Thank you so much. And Wizard says, just got my 20-inch Buffalo drum order. It'll be here on the 26th. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that is so cool. We definitely need to do a drumming circle at some point. We do. So hopefully Gina's going to host that when she gets herself a drum. That would be great. I'm just going to spider bite. So we've got 2 Aussies in the chat. Hey, oh, Christy Campbell. How are you, Christy? Great to see you. I'm just pouring my drink. Have a good day, legend. God bless you. Love you, Aussie Jake. You take care, pal. See you tomorrow. Oh, I might not be on tomorrow because it'll be my Sunday. So I generally have a lie-in. But good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us on this early AM live over here at Anchorhaven, the Mystical Wellness Channel. We get weird. You decide, okay? So today is my Saturday, and I'm going to be live later on the Typical Skeptic podcast at 8 o'clock Eastern, which just happens to be... No, that's not Saturday. It's Sunday. Is it Sunday or Saturday? I've forgotten now. Is it Sunday or Saturday? I've lost the plot. My mind's not working. Roger Blair, howdy, Anchorhaven. Hey, Roger Blair, good to see you. I've totally lost the plot. YouTube's pushing us out, so I'd better be on my best behaviour. Good morning, everybody. So I've not chosen any cards. My phone battery is dying, so Spidey, so I may have to get off on this Saturday. Okay. Somebody pick a deck of cards out of the 55 above. That's a box of Dragon's Blood incense. Don't pick that. But yeah, let me know if there is a card, excluding Breakaway. We're not doing Breakaway cards yet because I'm still working on them. So they are there. They're in the mix here somewhere. There they are, the Breakaway deck right there. So that was a good show with Gina. It was a good show with Gina. Yeah, we did 2 hours and 11 minutes. I don't always agree with everything Gina says about some of her practices and not things that I would do, but each to their own. That's absolutely fine. That red box on the second shelf. This one or this one? So number 1 or number 2? Is it number 2? Correct. Yeah. No, that's her personal practices. She's had different training to me. She's drawn to work in different ways. I appreciate that. But we actually have a lot of similarities if the side of the box near the yellow. This one. Is that right? Is it this one? Okay, hold on. Okay, this is a deck I don't work with very often. It's the Divine Feminine. It's by Megan Watterson, the Divine Feminine Oracle, a 53 card deck and guidebook for embodying love. This is the theme of the day, guys, embodying love. 4 from the other end. I hope I got the right one. I think I did. So this is it, Divine Feminine deck. So hey Danny, hey girlfriends. So I've been trying to practice my accent, and I'd like to get a Texas accent like Danny, because she's got such a cool accent. But apparently mine's more either Brooklyn or Georgian. Maybe I need to be copying Christy Campbell. Maybe that's right. Maybe I need to sound like Christy Campbell. I don't know. How does Christy Campbell sound? I'm working on my American accent, guys. I'm working on it. Yeah. Okay, Spidey, take care. So I have a phrase, which is from Oklahoma. I have a phrase, and it's like, well, why would you want to marry me? So I can kiss you anytime I want. Sweet home Alabama. So I can kiss you anytime I want. Mm-hmm. What do you think, guys? What do you think? I apologize. I'm getting better. But one of my friends said, you sound like you're from Brooklyn. So I don't know what I was saying when I sounded like I was from Brooklyn. Southern accents are the best. Yeah, Danny and Christy have both got great Southern accents. And James is from Minnesota, but he doesn't sound like he's got that Minnesota. He doesn't sound like that. That was very Canadian, wasn't it? Sweet home Alabama. Yeah. I need to get some more movie phrases. Can you put movie phrases in that I might know? And then I can probably pick up the accent off the phrase from the movie. Because I'm a movie weirdo. Talking about movie weirdos, I'm going to be doing a show with Michael Koff next week. Michael and I like to talk about movies. But when I invited him on my show and I said, oh, we're going to, talk about movies in disclosure, he came with a list. He was well prepared. And I was like, oh, dude, I've not even thought about it that much. So Vicky Binky, Australia in the house again. So we've had 3 Aussies on in like 6 minutes. There's all the Aussies coming in. So the choice of the day was the Divine Feminine, which Spiderwhite picked, and then she did one. She went. So you can change the deck if we don't like it. She's not even watching. So missing time. Jason, top mods in the house. Connecticut are here. Connecticut. What's that sound like? Can I get in line for a card? Christy, you're the first in line. Always come in threes, as we say. Yeah. Okay, so pop a movie phrase in the chat that I might know so that I can try and practice my American accent. This card is for Christy Campbell, who's just returned from Sedona from Rise of the Guardians Festival. So once Christy's settled, she's going to come on. We're going to talk about that. But we're also going to do a show where we're going to do some partnered readings for you guys. At some point, me and Christy, Celtic Wolf Sisters. Christy, I would like to set up a session one of these days with you. Yeah, you can just send her an email or go to her website, ChristyCampbellCC33.com. Here we go. As I said that, a card came forward. Danny says, I'm a redneck, hick country backwards accent. A cat says, you can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. You can't no, I'm trying to do southern accents. Jason, you do have an accent. You do. I love it. Love it. Yeah. What does Jason sound like? He doesn't sound like a typical Chicagoan. That's right. Doesn't sound like Oprah. Is she from Chicago? No. Show me the money. Give me girl phrases so I can practice a girl accent. Otherwise, I literally will try and do a man's accent. Wizard is next. So this is for Christy Campbell. We're working with the Divine Feminine Oracle. And it's all about love. And you've got one of my favorite goddesses come forward. It's Green Tara. Green Tara says, the Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. And she's doing this. She's doing this one. So this is the mudra for the Green Tara. So that's for you to practice. That mudra is a Green Tara. So I love working with the Tara energies because for me they're very similar to Guanyin energies. I primarily work with white Tara because it's just beautiful peace. And hey, Raskin and I, good morning. So this is for Christy Campbell. My soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. So yeah, so hopefully this will inspire something for Christy, who is an artist and a light language channeler and a guardian. There you go. So I've just got up, so I'm not getting a lot of insight, but I think you know what that means. Yeah. Okay, resembles Gina kinda. So I did a great video with Gina yesterday. It is a long video, but it was really good. I think we had a good flow. There was a couple of bits. Oh, Christy, Gina was talking about being a robot on a ship, but she looked humanoid. But they were using her for, like, sex bot stuff and like holding people down and so that they could be injected, but then she kind of stepped into her empowerment and started to question things. Q17, how you doing? So we're working with divine feminine energies this morning. I was on triple duty. Yeah, Jason, I don't know what was going on, but Danny came in the chat and she said it's a dumpster fire over there right now. So I was like, oh god, what's going on? Like, Jason must be working or something. What's going on? Peace and love, Manny West. So I opened up another screen to go in and just drop my name in a couple of times, as if to say, hey, prefect is here. Greetings, says Nathan Fox. I guess the feminine rules, of course, divine feminine. Dolly Parton said, you don't know. Hold on, I'm trying to my inner Dolly Parton. I'm trying to work on my American accent. Hold on. I don't think I can do. I need to listen to her. You don't know how expensive it is to look cheap like this. You don't know how expensive it is to look cheap like this. My Dolly Parton. Puck Elf went off on one. Honestly, after the last thing, Rob said he was going to ban Puck Elf, and he didn't. So that's on Rob. On several in the chat. Oh, really? Well, one of the guests is not one of my favourite people, and two of the guests were some of my favourite people. I know I'm really bad. I'm so sorry. But when I saw a particular guest was there, and I thought, oh, well, there you go. Imagine putting that that male guest with that female guest. Well, you're gonna have some drama, aren't you? Is what I was thinking. Okay, this is for the Wizard Witkiss. This is for the Wiz. With a Spiz. Okay. Oh, interesting. We got Queen Esther, the Morning Star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. Divine timing. So James got some interesting information from Igron about him being the architect, not a architect, the architect. So that's something that James is working with right now. So this is an interesting one for you to look into. So Queen Esther, the Morning Star. My name, Alane Ra, is something very similar to that. So she who brings the morning star or the morning voice. I'll have to go back and find out what the translation was, but it's something to do with me bringing in morning energies. So yeah. So I don't know any lines from Dolly Parton. One of the guests had a bad vibe for me. I agree, he's not one of my favourite people. Although I did do a card reading for said person a couple of weeks ago, and it was a fine reading that came out. Poor Sil, she's just new and just wanted to protect her. Oh, okay. Yeah, some of us are a little bit wiser. We're just like, yeah. So I know I shouldn't be judgmental. I apologise. Architects have a master key, but the original architect has a grand master key. I totally get grandmaster vibes off you, Mr. Wiz. I do. Hey, Sokola. Hey, Sokola. We were just talking about TSP yesterday, and I'm saying there was two of my favourite guests and one of my not so favourite guests was there as well. So when I saw that person was on, I thought, oh, well, this explains why there's a bit of drama. So yeah, but if you're not familiar, then that you wouldn't get the same perspective as some of us of like, oh dear, here comes the drama. Oh, here comes the limited perspective. I apologise. I'm being a bit judgy this morning. Being a bit judgy, which I try not to do. I just picked Ananda Mayima, the joy permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know thyself that never changes. Yeah. So I am my own guru. Well, this is something that I was trying to get across to somebody in our chat recently, that I am, I know thyself kind of thing. So I don't need somebody coming out to try and save me and all that kind of stuff. And because I know who I am. I know what I want, Oh, did you kick it off? Did you? Oh no. Right. So I used to think that that particular person from the chat was a good person until they called me a see you next Tuesday on their podcast. And then when I messaged them privately and was like, dude, what the hell was that? They continued to cuss me out. And it wasn't anything to even to do with me. So I was like, I'm your friend and I'll be your friend. And now I'm like, well, you can fuck right off. Using that C word on me, that's where I draw the line. Yeah. So I do have boundaries, everyone. Oh, you might be Dr. Amir's grandfather. Well, that would make you my great, great, great grandfather. Because he's my great grandfather, Dragon Soul, kind of how he put it, for me and Drago. Sometimes I worry about the well-being of Rob. Am I the only one? No, we all worry. Did you guys see a couple of videos ago? He was looking so green and he's outside in his unnatural habitat and he looked green. And I'm like, okay, something's not right here. He just doesn't look like the same person. Yeah. It's okay, Sokola. Don't worry, we've all been there. When I had an issue with that particular person in the chat and I went to Jason and somebody else and they were like, oh, he's been like that for years. And I'm like, really? Because I had no idea. I thought he was actually a nice person. No, not all the time. He was accusing Aurora Diamondheart of having demons and stuff. Oh, I think he's been pulling the demon card on everybody lately. That's what I mean. Anything we can do. Let me pull a card on it. Because there's a lot of people that are trying to help Rob, and from time to time, I will send something over. But I mainly try and send things for his space. Like I've put a particular symbol over there to cleanse the space and things like that. Interesting. We've got Amaterasu coming out, thinking about Rob, the goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. So Amaterasu, beautiful Japanese goddess, I think. She's all about sun. Let me just go into Amaterasu. Amaterasu. I hardly ever work with this deck at all. I don't know why, it just didn't appeal to me for the longest time. I work with goddess decks for my retreat work when we do sacred priestessing work. Oh, it's the John Whitberg. Good morning, John Whitberg. It's so nice to see that you are alive and well. Howdy, pal. So when your soul collects this card, so Amaterasu embodies the levity that brings us out of the darkness. And oh, this is perfect for Rob then, isn't it? It shows us the beauty of our own lives. Amaterasu is the most powerful deity in the Shinto religion. She's the solar goddess of Japanese mythology. Her name means shining in heaven. The old legends of her date back to the 8th century. In Shinto, kami are spirits or deities. The most well-known story of the kami in Shinto is when Amaterasu got in a fight with her brother, Susanoo, god of the storms and of the sea. His violence made Amaterasu so upset and angry she retreated into a cave, leaving the world in darkness. The kami of merriment placed a mirror outside of her cave and laughed so much Amaterasu became curious. She peeked outside the cave and saw a beautiful goddess, a stunning vision of the dawn. She was in awe of it, not realizing it was her own reflection. Surrounded by laughter, Amaterasu's anger and depression lifted, and she agreed to leave the cave, bringing her light with her care back into the world. So the cave is so crucial, drawing inward, hiding our light to restore ourselves and to heal from something. So we were talking about Rob, a typical skeptic, and is there anything that we can do to help him? Because he's been looking a bit unwell lately. So it says we are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. So he needs to do his healing. So there's only so much that we can do for him, but we can keep shining our light. We can keep bringing our laughter medicine and that kind of thing around him. Yeah. Yeah. I was talking about Rob when I picked this card. So this one is for Rob's Typical Skeptic podcast. So Aurora said she'll get back to you. Okay, good. Yeah, Aurora's the worst, but she does have 6 kids, so I can't really say, like, you know, girl, it's taking you 2 weeks to respond to a message. Yeah. So hi Eric, how you doing? Hey Kat. Good to see everybody this morning. So thank you so much. So yeah, so Amaterasu, she's about shining the light, bringing in that beautiful golden sunlight. And we do love our Japanese, our Asian. Kami, the Kami deck is here somewhere. That's the brown deck. Kami, the yokai. I am great, Kat, and yourself. Yeah, pretty good here. So I was trying to practice my southern accent. So I was asking people to put in phrases from movies, and somebody put in something that Dolly Parton would say. So I practiced on that. But if you guys have got any phrases from movies that will help me with my American accent, then pop them in, and I'll give it a go. Yeah, this is quite funny. Okay, I've got Carly coming out. So, Mother of the Universe. She says, I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. Okay, here's some Carly for you. First thing, get your shit together, people. So, I release all that doesn't serve me. Yeah. So, what was it that Olivia James said? No darkness may enter here. Was that what she said? I can't remember now. It's gone. Boom. It's gone out my mind. Okay, so how is everybody? Is there a topic? Is there a theme of the day? We've got John Whitberg in the chat, and we've not seen John Whitberg for a while, but I did notice on his channel that tomorrow at 9 o'clock my time, so that's 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central, there is a new episode releasing, and it's the Chain of Command, and it's from the Next Generation. And I apologize if that's a two-parter, John. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to max out my $10. So that was something that I suggested. So I'm really, really happy, and I hope it's got something in it, because it's got classic Cardassians in it. You know, like, do they represent the reptilians, the Draco? I don't know. So, and then there's like he gets tortured, abducted. They're trying to mind control him with the four lights. I see four lights. Yes, TSP chat issue was dark. Sorry, Danny, Sil, and Aurora. Attachments. Not. Oh, did that go? Oh, Eric. Damn it, I missed it, Eric. Okay, you have to write, do not read this out if you don't want me to read it out. Because he must be like, shit, she's reading it out. Do not read. Okay, sorry. I'll read out anything I see, guys. That's how it works at this time of the morning. Okay, so the Drago Reed interview, is that Saturday or is that Sunday? I forget. I think it's Sunday, not Saturday, right? Or is this? So Saturday is John Whitberg's releasing a new episode. Sunday is the Typical Skeptic. Am I getting that wrong? Sunday I'm doing an interview with Venus, who's over in Germany right now with Brad Olsen. And there was a delay. I erased it 1 minute before you read it. Oh, okay. Don't worry. But yeah, please be aware, I read out whatever I see. Unless it's a naughty word, then I'll be like, there's a bad word in the chat. I'm sorry. I honestly, people who know me, I swear a lot. I really do, because I'm like British, so we swear a lot. And I used to work in construction, so I let out frustration words. Saturday's the 16th. Okay, so Sunday is the Drago Reed interview. That's not today. That's good to know. That's so good to know. Christy Campbell was in the chat before. Does she's still with us? But Christy Campbell's just come back from Sedona, so it's going to be great. Yeah, Sunday. Thank you. I'm losing track of time. As Gina says, we are timeless, so we have no control over time in that way of awareness. We control time, but we don't have awareness of what's going on. I'm going to a weird event during that interview. No, you're not, Jason. No, you're not. We potentially could get a load of crap coming up, so moderators need to be on point. No, it's Sunday. Yeah, it's me messing up the time zones. My vocabulary was very interesting when I got out of the Navy. Yeah, I enjoy using my frustration words. Good morning, Willard. Hello, everybody. Look at that, Willard. We appreciate the pleasantries. Because for me, it's 6 a.m. So yeah, so it's nice when people come in. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying there, Eric. Thank you. Didn't read it out. Yeah. Hey, Willard. So yeah, so first of all, we do pleasantries. I warm up my voice. Hello, everybody. Can I have a card reading? Yes, well, we're working with the Divine Feminine Oracle today. I'm not doing much psychic work this morning because I'm tired. I've had a really weird night. I slept a lot yesterday, so I'm processing something. And another super soldier was in my mind yesterday. I think they were just checking on me, but it was weird, and it wasn't bad. It was because it's not somebody you see me engage with a lot. But we do have a connection at some point somewhere. I don't know. Matty West says a lot has changed in the energetic fields here in Australia on Saturday. Still can't figure out what has changed. Positive but super tiring for me though. Maybe my life as in Aries with the equinox. Yeah, so we're in new moon. Gina reminded me that it's new moon energy right now. I think of new moon as course corrections, so I don't know how that impacts everybody. But occasionally I do lead moon circles and things because people love it. It's not for me. You know, yeah, people love it. I've been injecting more into the ley line here that I'm on. Oh, that's good. So ley lines are originally, the dragon lines were meant to be tapped into for us to receive and share, information, and then they just got polluted, so they do need a good cleanse. Call in the dragons. Did you guys catch the hot hunter virus take? The hot hunter virus, hot hunter. And the Disney thing. So I did see a message Jason put in typical skeptic chat yesterday about potentially that the H virus coming out was to kind of offset the Disney cruise nonsense, about the PDF files or whatever. I don't know how to say that. There's weird shit going on the Disney cruise in relation to young people, which is obviously really awful. So he believes that potentially that came out to squash that news, but didn't. The hoax virus, I don't know. There's busloads. Honestly, like 5 busloads of people have come into my locality to the hospital that's like 4 miles from my house. So there was an X-Files episode with the H virus in it, and there was also a Simpsons episode from years ago talking about it as well. Other people on Instagram have noted that was other things. Instagram people have noticed that they're using the same crisis actors to be victims of this virus, and we're rising up to it now. So somebody comes out with a video, oh, it's we're just living on this and that, and then people are saying, clip that person's face, go back 5-6 years, find the pandemic stuff. Is that person? Yep, there they are in the crowd. They're in another video. They're a victim there. So people are noticing that they're using the same crisis actors. Yeah. Just don't smell a rat. Just don't smell rat. Okay. Do not read. Yeah. Okay, so Oblivion. So Oblivion agents have been activated in the last year, for sure. So Project Oblivion agents, and what Olivia James means by this, and what I interpret it to be for our particular community, is people who you would think were not agents, people who had a really positive perspective, very community focused, very friendly, and then all of a sudden their lives have turned to crap. And then because that's happened, they have really shifted focus and they've started to now embody darker energies because their field has become vulnerable. So they've been targeted to the point of destruction, and they are now being used by the dark forces to change their narrative. So they've built up this lovely community, maybe 2,000 followers or more, and these people are used to them saying positive things, they built their trust or whatever, but then something bad's happened to that person to the point of they felt isolated, maybe they've been ill, maybe they've had attachments, and they're now getting targeted to the point of they've become a Project Oblivion agent and are embodying false light in a way. But they've got this audience that they've created from doing their light work, and now they're saying things to their audience. And I think this is kind of what Aurora Diamondheart was talking about yesterday on her channel, which I joined briefly. She was saying about David Wilcox was saying particular things and people believed him because they trusted him. So when you look at other channels, that's going on as well. I'm not saying that he was an Oblivion agent, but there are people around us, especially around me in particular, who are like, I have a particular friend circle or connection circle that you can see that I'm connected to certain people, and somebody in that connection is getting targeted, and there's a bit of disgruntled energy there, and they've just gone and bam, I'm going to target every single person that person's connected to. It's just nonsense. So yeah, so people are changing their narrative. So when people don't behave how they normally would, they completely change, and then they're then using their light followers and saying, well, don't you understand what this really means? And then suddenly that's changed, yeah, and they've become oblivionated. Obliviated. Sorry. Plum Island stuff. Okay, Plum Island. John Whitberg, you still here? Let's talk about Plum Island. Because Plum Island, isn't that the one that's represented in a game and it's linked into the programs? Is that right, John? He's probably gone already. Okay. Right, Willard. When you put certain things in the chat about who you are, I don't think it comes across how you mean it to. Okay, so I'm not going to read out what you've put, because it's very service to self in a way, and at the moment we're talking about being in service to our community. Okay, so we all have moments of wanting to know, who am I? Does this make sense? And that's great, but every now and then you've got to shift the focus back into the community conversation. Okay, so yeah, so please be aware that after a while you will get timed out if you don't join in with what everyone else is talking about, or if your perspective is just from that, like, this is who I am and I'm this god, and yeah, you've said it millions of times, you don't need to keep reminding us. So Eric says, please work on learning about how to avoid ticks. Bug spray if nothing else. Essential oils work as great repellent. So weren't ticks weaponized? Is that right? Ticks were used as a weapon. Yeah, the Plum Island's definitely linked into like Montauk. I know I've spoken to John Whitberg about that in the past. Yeah, tea tree oil. Okay, so Will is trying to say it's not about me. I know everyone's being targeted. Yeah, so you need to find a way to rephrase that so it's not always like, look at me, look at me. So I know what you're trying to say. Yeah, so you just need to work on, okay, how do I express that? Yeah, Plummer Island. Plum Island is beyond the tip of Long Island. It's where the pathogens are worked on and stored. And there's a game, isn't there? Some kind of murder at Plum Island game or something like that. What was that game called? It's all about that, because I know John and I were talking about it last year. Okay, yeah, that's a really good point, Eric. Thank you. Yeah, so there's a lot of weird stuff going on around that, which is not related to Project Phoenix. It's something else. Can I just pull a card on the hoax virus? So what do we need to know? What will support us to know about that virus information? These are probably not the best cards, but we're going to get some random guidance from the Divine Feminine. It says, Mirabai, the saint of true freedom. Love is what sets me free. I am married to my own soul. So we need to kind of reset our focus back into the heart, back into love. Yeah, don't focus too much on the theatre of what's going on around us, because it is theatre. Igwan has basically said that. Yeah, so coming back into love sets me free. I'm married to my own soul. So Gasmatron, good morning. I accidentally ate some Scrabble tiles. My next trip to the bathroom could spell disaster. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, Jason saying, I'm glad you guys are up to speed on Plum. Yeah, everyone seems to know quite a bit about that, don't they? Nathan Fox says, these new ticks are highly aggressive with resistance to conventional repellent. I'll take jumping worms over ticks any day. The jumping worms thing is really weird, because there's loads of people talking about Mackie D's and how they're getting like a drink and there's a worm clearly in their drink, you know, at the Donald's. Willard says, Nathan, have you heard about the project Everlast? Wasn't it Everlast, not Everlast? I think he means Everlast. I think you've said about that before. Nathan might do. He's a researcher. Oh, smile. It increases your face value. No, I'm still not. I need to listen to some American movies. I need to listen to Sweet Home Alabama, I think, and then I'll get my American accent from that. And then you'll have to deal with me sounding like that. Steel Magnolias is the best phrase for a Brit to practice Southern accent. Smile. Smile increases your face value. Smiling increases your face value. Okay, I'm afraid I don't. Sorry, Willis. Sometimes these typos are really funny. But you're going to get stuck with certain names. Justy, how are you? Good morning. So we're talking a little bit about the news, the fake news, and things that are going on. We've been talking about Plum Island, talking about the hoax virus. Yep. Oh, I've just pulled white buffalo calf woman. Okay, we're calling in the big guns now. The prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is a compass. The path of true love. The path of love is true abundance. So this is the white buffalo calf woman. Okay, this is, the First Nations first lady, basically. Yeah, white buffalo calf woman. What a beautiful energy. Nice. Oh, and then it's funny, I've lifted that up and I've got that. And then on the other side, I've got my Guan Yin. So Guan Yin says, the goddess of compassion, I recognize suffering in order to release it. And as I say that, my left side body's releasing. Curiosity breeds compassion. Curiosity breeds compassion. Okay. So Spider might pick these cards this morning, and then she had to go. So we're stuck with them now, unless somebody wants to pick another deck. Hold up, you have an Alabama accent. Well, I would like to try and get an Alabama accent. I'm working on my American accent. Look at you. Look at you. You have a baby in a bar. You have a baby in a bar. Yeah, I love that one. Well, look at you. Well, bless your heart. You have a baby in a bar. Sorry, really bad. I had so many flashbacks of White Buffalo in meditation. Oh, that's amazing. Do you know the supposed to be dead Challengers astronauts aren't dead? Yes. I think we've seen that. So some of the previous astronauts are now lecturers at universities and stuff. The experience. Nathan, there's nothing new in that deck for you right now, is there? So I'm not feeling very psychic this morning. I want to get, like, somebody did say that I had a Brooklyn accent, but I really don't think I did have a Brooklyn accent. But I would like a Brooklyn accent because you've got like a New Jersey accent, so caller, is that right? And I would like to hear that. I love Danny's accent because I've heard Danny speak. Yeah, I'm walking here. I'm walking here. Oh my word. Do not read. Okay. So Eric is dropping great wisdom in the chat and telling me not to read it out. Oh. Am I allowed to say what it's about generally or not? It's dangerous, guys. It's dangerous information. Whew. We're talking about disclosure here. We're talking about disclosure of things that are related to medical. So, of course, that's very, very dangerous. Yeah. You have a boring New England accent. No, you have a beautiful accent. Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, I forgot to put on my notifications. 1 second. And slipping into German occasionally. Sometimes I think that your voice could be the voice of a computer. Does that make sense, Nathan? That there's something about your voice that maybe it's been used in technology. Because your voice is technology in a way, like my voice is a technology. You heard that Alzheimer's was a fraud. Interesting. Well, it's probably due to the repeated mind wipes we've all been getting. And certain foods that, do you remember when we were first talking to New Skin? I was like, maybe his first or second episode, and he was talking about having a pink drink, opening the fridge, taking the pink drink, and you'd have to stand at the fridge and drink, right, and close the fridge, and you go off and do your work. It's like on a colony when he was a worker. And so Flix is suggesting, well, what if it isn't the drink that wipes your mind? What if it's the fridge that wipes your mind, right? That's why you need to stand there and drink the drink. So then we were thinking, well, okay, what if it's every fridge with the light wipes your mind? Sometimes you go to the fridge and you stand there thinking, what do I want? What am I doing here? Right? So my fridge is the door won't close properly on my fridge right now. I need to replace it, but I can't afford to replace it. But yeah, do you know that Project Hourglass, when use a military store from Iraq Museum, Project Hourglass? I'm going to write that down because I'm not too familiar. So today, John Whitberg is releasing a new episode on his channel. So he will be premiering. He'll be in the live chat. I do moderate over there. I think Jason might moderate over there as well. So that is 4 o'clock Eastern. It is 9 o'clock UK time. So it's 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock Central. They have a treatment and it's $26,000 per injection. Wow. Luna says Arrow is being chill now. I don't know what that means. Some countries say Alzheimer's dementia is diabetes 3. The medications they shovel into the elderly are horrid for brain health. Yeah. I don't know. It's not good. Yeah, my dad had something that was called Lewy body disease, which is like a mixture of Alzheimer's and dementia. And I remember one of my sisters saying that one time he was just in the living room, and then suddenly a hallucination appeared of like children just playing on the floor. So he's like, who are those children? And no, of course, no one else could see it. Q17 says God, geometrically oscillated design. That's interesting. Yeah. So Nathan Fox says they seized a Stargate from the Saddam regime. I believe that's what Willard is referring to. Okay. Can I look into that? Yeah. Oh, are we going to have a party, Wiz? Let's have a party. Mirabai's come back out. Here we go, Parvati. This is one of my favorite goddesses. Goddesses of devotion. I am love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. The goddess Parvati. Yeah. I don't know. Not sure about these cards. Let's pick a different deck. So pop in the chat what kind of deck you guys think we should work with today. Or I will ask them who would like to work with us today. And not the experiencer, because later on I'm going to be working with the breakaway, and I've had to make a few small edits, and I've got to make the decision now of am I going to use a different card supplier or not, because there's a few things I'm thinking I'm not sure about this. So yeah, so we're going to see, but that would delay another sample process. So there's lots of things to think about when you're making card decks and things. Okay, I'm going to choose a deck from behind. Has anybody got any interesting ideas? Has anybody got a favourite deck out of anything that we've worked with in the last month? Or does anybody want to pick a colour? So, I don't know what I'm feeling this morning. Oh, it's your wedding anniversary on your birthday? My sister Pauline did that as well. Be 33 years. That's a big achievement. Well done. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah, is that true, Wizard Witkiss? Yeah, my husband did not believe in that. That's why we're not together anymore. Obviously. So, good morning, everybody. Okay. Yeah, great numbers. What's the secret, James? Oh, he's not sure. Happy wife, happy life is words to live by. Top shelf, purple and green next to it. As in this big white one? You want the big white one? That's a crystal deck. Is that the one you're talking about? The white deck? Or are you talking about this one at the end? Did the orb just fly out of my head? Because they seem to come out of my head like it's pieces of my consciousness are just floating around. I'm gonna see what's there and I'm gonna get those down. One sec. Okay, yep. So I've got this deck. Now this here, that's a feather. That's a feather, so it can't be that one. Orc City. Oh, you should see. I went into my bathroom and there's just like loads of orbs like floating around in the light. Not trying to be rude, but has an idiot for treating you like shit. Oh, that's nice, Willard. Thank you. Well, some people are controlled, targeted individuals planted in my life. So that's where I'm at with that. Doesn't make him a bad person because he obviously didn't realise, and he's just as targeted as I am. So this is the Crystal Oversoul deck. This is Advanced Crystal Mastery. Can I do a reading with my crystals, not a crystal ball? It's the same for me, to be honest. Whether if I had physical crystals in my hand, it would be the same reading as what I do with this, because to me, this is the crystal energy. So the crystal is me. I don't use crystal ball, but tomorrow we have somebody coming on who does use a crystal ball. We've got Venus Safaric coming on. So Venus from Secret Frequency, she can do crystal ball readings for us. She just gazes into the ball and she uses that to inspire her, you know, her message. But yeah, we can definitely get Venus doing crystal ball readings. I know some people do like crystals and you pick one out and that represents something, but for me, I just work with the cards in that way. I love working with the cards, but the cards hold the energy. They hold the energy. Now these ones are quite interesting because the mandala that you see has been created from the actual crystal itself, and it's been put into a program, and it's been like created into this mandala. And if you use one of those crystal apps and scan these mandalas, it tells you what the crystal is. So it's not like it's computer generated in any way. It's like it's hard to explain. The original image was that crystal, and it's just been created into something, but it's still the crystal. So when I scanned it with a crystal app, that would still say to me Amalite. It would still say Angel Aura. It's really bizarre. So these ones are the Oversouls, and they've been created by Michael Eastwood, who is like a grandmaster crystal therapist out here. And I work with these when I teach crystal therapy level 4, basically crystal mastery. So because you're connecting in not just into the crystal itself, not just into the crystal deva, the spirit that resides in the crystal, you're connecting into the oversoul of all of whatever that is. Okay, and there's beings that caretake that oversoul. It's very interesting. So we do meditations with these, and it's so cool. Akashic readings are one of your specialty. Yeah, but I work with the Akashic Oracle, so it's not like some people who will do a reading for you and say, you know, in 1852 you were this person, whatever. We're looking at the energy around you, what energy that's impacting your life. That's how I've been trained to work in the Akashic records. So like when we do the Saturday night, so today it's Akashic Records Saturday. So we'll do a journey. We'll work with the cards. We'll look to see what energy we need to embody or release. And then I'll take you into your Akashic Record library. So we'll visualize a library space. There's always guides there. You are never alone. It's very personalized. And we go through different doors to access different experiences or to connect to different energies or whatever. Will is saying, I believe you'll find true love as a good person. You are love will come no matter what tries to target you or whoever wants to go out with you. That's very nice. Thank you, Village. I'm not interested in any kind of relationships now. I'm full on spiritual mastery these days. So for me, I'm on my mission. Yeah. So I'm very content and happy with the life I'm living right now. Thank you. This is probably one of the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. So let's see. The purple one and the green one are also crystal decks. Yeah, they're both crystal decks. So the green one is an add-on for this deck that I've pulled out, and the purple one is a crystal elemental deck that is harder to read, and I work with it in a certain way, and it's very, very different. But I do already embody a lot of the information from both of those decks. So this one is good. So we're going to pull some things from the crystal oversoul with this one. I mean, I wouldn't be a man if I didn't say that. Well, that's very nice of you, Willa. Thank you. Great, strong, positive attitude. Yeah, crystal ball sounds so cool. Yeah, Venus is an interesting lady. So I met Venus because we were going down to the Basis conference in 2025. So we traveled down together. So you'll see, you know, on Facebook, there's a few pictures of her. She's got the red hair, and she met Brad Olson when we were at the conference, and they're in items. So she's just come back from America, and Brad and Venus are currently in Germany. There's a conference there where Laura Eisenhower's also speaking. Brad is speaking. So they're over there. So she's probably going to be live streaming from Germany on Sunday night. So it's my 9 o'clock, so it's your 4 o'clock Eastern. Yeah. But she does secret frequencies on her channel. She does live readings every single day with the crystal ball, or she'll do like aura connections, so she can tune into the color of your aura and things like that. So we can ask her to do things like that for us. Do your crystal mastery on Zoom or just in person. Everything I do is crystal mastery. I am a crystal. I scry with my whittle eye, a fly on a pie. I like Judy Hall and Diana Cooper. Yeah, Judy Hall was the like the original crystal author, wasn't she? And then when she passed on, the Godfrey's Companion went over to Lauren De Silva to create a new crystal manual called Crystal Connection. So I have trained with Lauren De Silva. She's part of the ACHO, the Association of Crystal Healing Organizations, which I trained with. So I've done trainings with Lauren De Silva. She is a beautiful lady, very goddess focused. So she's quite like pagan empowered in a way. But I've also trained with another lady called Sandra, who's just beautiful Lemurian. So catching up. Richard Espino. Good to see you, Richard. We're good. Tan. It's like Nimbus 2000 background. I wish, Tan. There's a new episode on John Whitberg's channel today, and it's one of mine. Yeah, and then I think yours is going to come out, after next week, probably. So mine is Star Trek Next Generation. It's 2 episodes back to back, and that he's reviewing. And it's Jean-Luc Picard. It's the IC4 Lights. It's the Chain of Command double parter. So and the weird thing about this is I submitted it along with 2 other episodes, and John Whitberg said, I am not reviewing the Next Generation. No, sorry, not happening. Don't like it. And I was like, I paid my money. No, I was like, okay, fine then, fine. And we've had a little fight about this for 3 months, basically. So I gave a different episode, and then now he's saying, oh, I finished that episode for you, TNG. And I was like, what? You've done it? He's like, yeah, I've done it. I've done it. So it was like, so he didn't have to, but he did. And I appreciate that because it was important to me. But I submitted on the matter because, it's John Whitberg. Do you teach crystal mastery? Oh, do I teach crystal mastery? Not really. I do mainly teach beginner stuff online because that's easier. But I was actually saying to my friend Emma about the oversoul work that I should do a webinar about the oversoul work very soon. Because it's one of our favorites to work with. So this actually has like meditation steps to it. So I could put that image on the screen and we could tune into this and we could connect into the oversoul of the crystal frequency. So yeah, maybe I could do a crystal mastery working with the oversouls. So that would be really, really cool. So these are the crystal oversoul cards, and these kind of are like a gateway that we can tune into multi-dimensionally to access this energy. And it was Amalite actually that I connected into when I was last working with these. So it's quite apt that it's come out now. And I took a journey into the Amalite oversoul. And I basically stepped into a pool of its energy, and it was just one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced in my life. And this was just in a mini meditation, So when we work with the crystal oversoul energy, it really is kind of expansive. So you'll get a lot more out of it than you think you would off working with cards. You think, oh, they're just cards. No, they're not. They're gateways. They're portals. Is that the lady that does the coloured bottles thing? I'm not too sure about that. So, has John done Solent Green yet? No, not that I'm aware of. A gateway to the gate. Yeah. So, yeah, no, he's been working on Mickey 17. That's not finished. I know he did have a delay because he had some family stuff going on. This is quite a big deck, and so this is, when you're designing decks, you need to think about how hard they are to shuffle, how big they are. This is hard to shuffle, and it's slippy. So slippy decks are hard to shuffle. So I generally don't work with jumpers. Okay. Because it could be that you've got a damage card in the deck, so that's why it keeps jumping out. So all those people that do readings on jumpers, that doesn't work for me personally. So it's like, it's too big. Okay, I'm just going to pick one general card for the collective energy, please. Which crystal message? Which crystal oversoul? And this one, these are deep messages, so I'm going to read from the book on this one for the collective. Yeah, thank you. And it's a crystal that I've never heard of, and it's papagoite. Papagoite, number 17. So 1 is 7 is 8, 8 is abundance. Papagoite, a big deck. Yeah, where's Flixer? We need it. Oh, somebody said something. Oh, it was Gina Virginia Casella talking about dickisms. And Jason, she said she was talking about two things at the same time, and she mentioned Jason, but then she also mentioned this god that she works with, this god energy, and all I heard her saying, he's a bit of a dick, really, and I was like, what? Oh, no, hold on. Who's a dick? Oh, Jason's a dick. So, and I had to say it like 3 times to get her to understand what I'm saying, and she's like, no, not Jason. But it literally sounded like she was saying that Jason was a dick. Right, and I'm like, no, not my Jason, no way, right? So it's quite funny that my wizard wig is Willard. Wait, yeah. Honestly, she said dick a few times. She swore a few times. You know, she's an empowered woman for sure. Yeah. So papagoite. I'm going to just check on the oversoul energy here. I'm not familiar with this, but we know working with the blue energies where that energy is going to go. It's going to go into the throat, the third eye. When I hold this now and I'm thinking about it, I feel the energy coming in, but I feel it like it's like releasing from the shoulders. So just take a moment to have a look at this image and take a slow, deep breath. So just focus on the center. And allow your eyes to zoom into the center and then very slowly come away to the outer edges, breathing in the energies of papagoite and just allowing that to kind of wash over your shoulders very gently, releasing any tension from your jaw, releasing tension from your neck, and allowing any burdens on your shoulders just gently roll away. So this is that's the kind of feeling I got when I was tuning into it, just holding the card. So, okay, it's working on the 9th chakra, so we're getting into like soul star, going upwards. Okay, element is star, so that's kind of ether energy perhaps. It encourages us to remember union. Okay, this beautiful crystal helps us relax. Okay, that's why I was getting that kind of feeling, and know that everything in this moment is as it should be. So we are encouraged to look at any feelings that are judged as unacceptable or uncomfortable from a point of genuine oneness. This crystal reminds us the power of the spoken word. We can use words to build and encourage or destroy. So with this in mind, papagoite encourages us to choose our expression with wisdom and understanding. Another aspect of the crystals that can aid in deep meditation. It balances both the left and right sides of the brain rather than one part working, to merge and expand, whatever. So the oversoul plays a special role in our journey of remembrance. So papagoite. Yes, this is a really interesting one. Talking about a cosmic antenna that takes on its original intention to be a receiver and transmitter for the cosmos. So this is great because that's how I kind of think of us. I think of us as these lightning rods in between Mother Earth, in between Father Sky, the cosmos energy. So we are that receiver from both above and below, and in a way we're bringing information into us and sending them up. So there's always like a flow, up and down energies. Well, it's just did 3 times. Are you talking about dabs? See, look at me saying these things. I don't know what they mean. Every now and then I have to say to Jason, what does this mean? What are you talking about? As I'm very vanilla. I don't know. Okay, Willard, this is a crystal card for you. Check you later, homies. See you later, Danny. Danny Badass. So there's certain people on their name, and I put like, Nuskin SSP, Charlie Nova SSP. I guess I'd be Anchorhaven SSP, I don't know. But like Danny Badass. Read the mantra. Okay, where's the mantra? Chat, please use this mantra affirmation. Gentle wind, gentle rain. Hail less is best. So gentle wind, gentle rain. Hail less is best. That's interesting. Gentle wind. Let me write that down. Because our chat is not always updating. I'm just not checking at the right time. Thank you, Eric. That's nice. Okay. So this card is for Willard. This is a crystal message, crystal guidance. So when we work with crystals, it's to support you. It's never to, oh, I've got two jumpers. Crystals are always to support you. Can I have specifically for Willard, please? So it's always a relationship with a crystal. You're free to accept or reject any healing energies as you so wish. You know, it's never, we're never trying to do a spell on you on our channels over here. That was something that came up in the Gina thing yesterday. Somebody in the chat said, she's trying to put a spell on me, that lady. No, she isn't. Right? You've got free will. Use it. And that's such a funny phrase, because I was at an event a few weeks ago and I sat in somebody else's talk, and I don't do that very often. And me and my friend, I said to my friend, oh, I want to go to this lady's talk. She's foreign. She's talking about auras and things. You know, it sounds interesting. And the lady, we found there were so many people in the room. She was getting a bit flustered with the energy, and she actually said to the crowd, the energy in here is really bad. So if this doesn't resonate with you, you've got free will. There's the door. Use it. Right? And I couldn't believe she would say that. So, but yes, you do have free will. So always remember, take what resonates, leave the rest. If whatever the guest is saying or I'm saying does not resonate with you, if it doesn't make sense, then you're free to go to the next channel and support them over there. That's absolutely fine. Obviously, we're going to have guests on from time to time that do not gel with what we're saying, and as a host, I don't support them, their point of view all the time. You know, that's, I'm not looking to get people on that I'm aligned with. I'm looking to be a neutral reporter, right? Like Robert, typical skeptic, we try and be neutral. That's what we want to do, so that you guys can see a balanced perspective of what's available, what's going on. Obviously, if there's somebody who's just talking absolute shite, that I'm going to steer away from them, because they won't resonate with me, so I'm unlikely that they'll come on. That's fine. Or if somebody says something on the podcast that I think is just wrong to the point of unhealthy, damaging, then I will call that out, or I'll start a dialogue. I'll get a discussion going. If I don't feel that what they've said is the best way to represent what they potentially mean, then as a good reporter, I'm going to try and open up that conversation. So I'm never going to blindly just say, oh wow, great, you just said something that I really go against. So it's always about opening up a dialogue, but it's not for everybody. There's not one channel is going to suit everybody all the time. That's impossible. But I do try and get guests on that I feel are supportive of my work, or supportive for my community, that I think there's somebody there. Like, astrology is not for me. I don't care about astrology. I don't give a shit about astrology, but you guys might. So therefore, I'm looking for an astrologist to come on, right? Because I know that you guys might appreciate that. So it's not always about what I believe in or what you believe in. Sometimes we just got to represent the community. And I do believe in supporting small creators. I do. So if I see somebody and I think, well, this person's really trying, they've got a good message, they're trying to get out, then I'm going to invite them on, right? So we had a bit of drama in our chat yesterday, and and that particular person is of course welcome to come back. I didn't ban them or anything. I even put out a question that they'd asked, which I believe was controversial, and I didn't have to voice the question, but I did. And then the guest gave a very good answer, right? So there you go. So I try and be as neutral as I can. Obviously, it's hard. You can't be so Jason, so I've got Willard, James, Nathan. Okay. Anyway, just thought I'd say that. Purple haze all around you. Don't know if I'm coming up or down. Am I happy or misery? Whatever it is, that girl put a spell on me. What? Is that from a song? Oh, it's from Hendrix. Okay, yeah. Just like some have so much good information, they should have their own podcast. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so from time to time, you will hear me say to people, wow, you're sharing a lot of information. You should get your own podcast, right? And that's my way of letting people know that, yeah, okay, maybe we need to go and visit that person over there and not share it all over here, because don't spam the chat. No matter how good and how well-meaning people are, sometimes this is my channel. Do you know what I mean? And I'm happy for people to come on as a guest, but when you're just trying to take over the chat, and we need a balance, don't we? We need a balance. So yeah, rules on my channel might be slightly different to when you see me on Typical Skeptic or whatever. Like I've got a thing about swearing. I don't like the swearing. And I don't like on Typical Skeptic either, but I got told off for like timing people out just for swearing. Let me just make a list. Willard, James, Nate, Vicky. If I've missed you guys, let me know. So we'll do this for Willard. Willard, surprisingly, you got clear quartz, the Master Healer, number 56. So I'm going to go deeper on this. So clear quartz is the kind of crystal that enhances. It does a full body clearing for you. It is a storm energy crystal, so that energy is going to go wherever it needs to go. It's a great crystal to just cleanse, purify, protect, and enhance your life in any way. It amplifies the energy, so you need to make sure that you're in a good space as well. Otherwise, you could end up with amplified, not so good thoughts on this, is what it's saying to me right now. Podcast with a pod spell cast. So, but I think what the particular person in the chat yesterday was not aware of is I'm a high priestess. I'm a high priestess alchemist. I have been a witch since I was 8 years old. Okay, so I don't actively practice spells. I don't do blood magic. I don't do things like that. My voice is the only spell I need. I'm a very lazy witch. I was obsessed with the worst witch when I was young. Because that's kind of how I felt, like I was the worst witch. So when they were putting messages in about, the star and all this kind of stuff, and they were saying that the upside down star that Gina uses on her channel, she uses this red upside down star. They were saying that's the pentagram and it's upside down and it's the earmark of a witch. And I'm sorry, no, you're wrong, right? And I don't say that very often, but you're incorrect on that one matter. And as a high priestess who does work with the pentagram, who does work with the pentacle, this is one of the oldest healing symbol of the universe. Okay, so you've got the star representing the elements, yeah, and you've got the circle around that also representing the universe, community, oneness. Okay, so yeah, upside down, there are Baphomet connections to that, but not with Gina. Okay, so I queried, somebody in the chat is asking about why you use the star upside down. I mean, pointing down into the earth. You know what I mean? And she came back with such a beautiful explanation of why it was deliberately that way. And it was about women coming together with their legs open, I think. Right? So go back and watch that, because you'll be able to explain it a lot better than I can. Yes. Yeah, so I mean, Gina works a specific way, but primarily she is a shamanic practitioner. She's not a magical practitioner in that way. She is she's done shamanic training, right? So, but I have studied paganism and shamanism and magic. Okay, so coming on saying that's the earmark of a witch when you're on a channel with somebody who's got a besom right above their head, it's clearly that I have been a witch at some point in my lifetimes, yeah. But I've been through all the phases over the last 5-6 years. I studied at the witches' school by the Wiccan lady in Leeds. I'm not Wiccan, but it's a paganism course basically. So you start off as a seeker. So she gives you a lot of knowledge, and you move into being a witch after that. You get a lot more knowledge, and you go into studying towards being a priestess, then studying towards being a high priestess. Then we studied to become alchemy. So we did a lot of work into famous alchemists and codings, and so it's all about gathering information. What you do with it is entirely up to you. I don't do much with these things. I prefer to work with soul alchemy, which is why I work with the cards by Marina, the soul alchemist. And so you see me doing that kind of work. But foundationally, yeah, I do have a magic foundation. I do. That's why this is the mystical wellness channel, right? And not just the super soldier wellness channel. This is a mystical channel. I'm a mystic. right? So yeah, so in the chat when he put that about the pentagram, that's the only time when I actually said to somebody, you are incorrect. And they didn't like it. Okay. But shout out to you know who. And he's always welcome to pop back in the chat, obviously restraining himself. Because if we wanted to hear all that, we go on his channel. Okay. Right. Symbolism will be their downfall. Yes. Magic the Gathering. Okay. Yeah, James, I believe I've probably done that kind of magic in the past as well. You know, when you're in temples, there's dark and light temples, isn't there, in the past? But I remember being in a temple of Atlantis, a temple of the violet flame. So when I talk about my priestessing work now, that's what I'm referring to, not other weird stuff. Okay, clear quartz, it says remembering. This is for Willard, but everybody, of course, can tune in to this energy of clear quartz that's on the screen for you. Clear quartz oversoul is an ancient as humanity, having worked closely with artisans, adepts, and mystics since the beginning of human time. Quartz is one of the most abundant minerals on Earth. It's silicon and oxygen, and we all have silicon and oxygen within us, okay? It's made itself available to those who could sense its properties, especially its ability to transmit information, amplify energy, as well as its cleansing abilities. Lemurians, as well as Atlanteans, worked closely with this clear quartz oversoul, both applying its properties in varying ways throughout their long-lasting civilizations, and much was learned. So it is complex, it is depth, it reaches out to us, this energy. Quartz in the mandala has a milky and slightly dark energy, which radiates and flows out in all directions behind and around what appear to be smaller moss patterns. So when you look into that, you can see there's like a moss or earthy energy. So I'm just saying, it says here, beloved one, close your eyes, breathe, and relax into our guidance. So the guidance from the oversoul. There's a huge meditation in here. So this is definitely one that we could do on our crystal oversoul workshop when we get to that. So, but this is about shifting consciousness and expanding to the point where all we perceive becomes white light. Our sense of self dissolves and we open up fully to this experience. And we allow our state to unfold. We enter a beautiful meditation zone. So this message for Willard is basically about knowing that you are empowered. Yeah. So when I talk a lot about targeting and empowerment on my channel, and somebody got offended recently because I said to them, you know, try not to use the word targeted, and then they came on my channel and there's a big thing about being targeted, and if they'd looked deeper, if they'd gone into it, I always talk about being targeted versus being empowered. So we are empowered because we recognize the targeting is there and we take steps to offset it. We take steps to stop being the Muppet. Just came into my mind. That's John Whitberg right now. He's found a new word. We do say Muppet a lot over here. That person's a Muppet. Oh, they're being a Muppet. Oh, flipping Muppet. Right? So whenever I converse with him, it's always about, hey, you Muppet. Like, oh, that person's a Muppet. Whatever. Anyway. So being empowered rather than targeted means that you're taking back what you can, that you are not giving in to being the victim. So clear quartz is the energy that can help you with that. It's also about record keeping. So Willard, you do have a lot of information that you've already got on record. So it's time to get your records in order to work with clear quartz energy. And just by tuning in, taking a few deep breaths, you can attune to the energy of clear quartz with me right now. So as I share this crystal energy with you, you're welcome to receive that connection to the crystal clear quartz oversoul. Okay, you can breathe that in and set the intention to connect. Okay, does that make sense? So yeah, so there's a lot of empowerment energy around you and available for you, Willard, but you need to think about, okay, how would clear quartz, if I was, okay, great example. And it's weird when I use this reference in shows now and in events, not that many people get this reference because they're younger. People into crystals are generally younger. When I talk about Superman in the Fortress of Solitude, what's he there with? Crystals. Yeah, and he puts these long crystals into the thing and the holograms project. It's the information from his soul family, right? So yeah, so you would do well, Willard, to sit with a quartz crystal in your hand and to journal out or to use that quartz crystal to cleanse the information you already know about yourself. So stop seeking new information. Just sit with what you have. And this is a repeated message that I will keep giving you until you sit down and do the work, right? Because and I was the same a couple of years ago. I didn't want to do the work, you know. I didn't want to sit there. I was afraid of what might happen. Glad to step into the diamond of quartz facing north, south, east, west, says Vicky. That's great. Yeah. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Cork is everybody's best friend in 2020. I had drumming, rebalancing. Also, it was amazing. I was buzzing for 2 hours. Took me a long time to get to sleep. That's so cool. I'm probably going to work my drum today. If star is upside down, I heard from Laura Eisenhower, it is to bury the fifth element, ether. Sorry, not certain. Virginia, correct on this one, Anchor. Yeah. So I don't work with the upside down star personally. That's not for me. I always, even when I have it on cards, you'll see me go, oops, sorry, and I always have it pointing up. Yeah. So that's not for me, but that's her way of working. And for her, it's about women and with their legs open and connecting into the womb portal. That's how she sees the star, right? You have to go back and watch her video to understand. It's not for me. It's not my way of working, but it's not for me to judge how she works. You know, because I know she works with an open heart. She's pure-hearted. I can see that. I can feel that when we connect together. But yeah, personally, I always work with stars pointed up. That's just who I am. Also, the way you draw the pentacle, the way you draw the pentagram impacts the energy. And for years, I was drawing it a certain way, which would actually cancel out the magic that I was trying to do. So that's something else that I teach when I do teach magical studies, is that there's a particular way to draw the star. And you've got to be careful because starting at different points means different things. Okay, I'm not sure a lot of people are aware of that. But that's, again, another perspective, not for everybody. So we should be aware of words. When will there be disclosure? Should be, when will there be closure? I like that, Q17. We create what we speak. So when will we receive closure on these topics? When someone throws a negative spell, recipient Tai Chi has returned. Tai Chi has returned. How does that return curse affect the person who sent it? Well, I do greatly believe in the law of three. So if I'm sending something out, somebody sends me something and I send it back, the power of three always applies. So it's always going to come back on me by 3 times. So I don't really do return to sender stuff. I try and transmute, transform, alchemize energies. But I know people that do return to senders, and I'll very rarely do it, you know. Or if I do return it to sender, it's with consciousness attached, okay? So they get a greater clarity of what that energy means. Okay, that's a bit weird, right? That's come from access consciousness work. And so if we do send it back, so then if it comes back on me, consciousness is attached, so I get a greater impact of clarity as well. So yeah, so I don't know. Does it hurt them, or are they immune to it? Well, if you return something to sender, they should get back what they were sending to you. So if their intention was to harm me, returning it back would harm them. Okay, but again, power of three applying, you know, it's still going to come back and hurt you anyway, I believe. I remember that the direction you drive has a different effect. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So personally, I don't return things to sender. There's only once I've had to do that. Years ago, I had a wellness studio, and I was right at the beginning. It was in the first 6 months, perhaps, and I was about to open the store one day, and there was a letter that had been posted, and no, it hadn't been posted. It had been hand delivered. Or had it? I can't remember now. I think it might have been hand delivered, which lets me know it's somebody nearby. And they had written the address on, but inside it was typed. But as I bent down to pick up this letter, you know, because our letterboxes are in our door, so it come down, it'd fallen on the ground. So I pick it up, and I got this wave of energy that made me dizzy and sick, and I thought I was going to fall over. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell is this? So I went into my sitting room, I sat down, I opened the letter, and inside it was typed out. And it basically said that no matter how nice things smell, because, you know, I've got a crystal shop with incense, you're still doing bad work, basically. And they didn't believe that the work that I did, because my store was called the Mystical Wellness Studio. That's where everything is Mystical Wellness. And that phrase came to me from my guide team, because I wasn't going to call it just Anchorhaven, because it's something I'll talk about another time. Anchorhaven was there, but I didn't want to make it just Anchorhaven in case it got vandalized. Somebody put a W, and then it wouldn't say Anchorhaven anymore, would it? It would say Haven. And so I was asking my guys, what should it be? I asked myself, what should it be? And I came with Mystical Wellness Studio. Because the work I do, I am a healer and I do mystical work, right? So it makes sense to me. But I'm holding this letter, and the energy of it made me feel sick. And it was obviously somebody who'd been in my store, and they'd had a look around and they'd interacted with me, and they decided that the work I was doing was not good. By opening up a community crystal shop was not good, right? By offering affordable workshops to the community where they could learn about crystals and auras and, or work with cards or whatever, they decided that was not good. But they put in there that they were from a cult background, so that they knew, in their opinion, that this kind of thing was not good, right? In their opinion, because they were raised in a cult background, not an occult, a cult. And but the energy on it was bad. And I phoned a friend, and this was like right when we were about to start doing psychic nights. So I had a friend who was coming in to lead the psychic nights, and she said, "That's bad news. You need to burn it." So I thought, okay. I don't do a lot of burn rituals to cancel things out. It's like blowing out a candle; it cancels out whatever you're trying to wish for. So yeah, so don't do that on your birthday. Which is, we try not to blow out, because then it's that cancellation. So you can snuff with intention, or you burn the candles right down. So if you're doing a spell, use the smallest candle possible, right? I use birthday candles in different colors, because I'm a lazy witch, right? So birthday candle, that's it for me. And so yeah, so I took this letter outside, and I had this car park, and there was like a wall here, and I'm standing there. So, I'm lighting it, and it wouldn't light. The paper wouldn't light. And I'm like, what on earth is going on? And it would light and it would blow out straight away. So there was real dark intention attached to this piece of paper. That person really had to be in their bonnet about me and my work and my place. And I was just trying to make a community place to bring people together. It was open for 2 years, and then I had so much drama, I closed it in the end. I thought, forget this nonsense. And it's been like 2 years later. I've only just finished paying off bills for that property. That's how bad it was. And so much damage to water, like, nonsense. Anyway, so I'm lighting this piece of paper. I'm trying to light it, and it wouldn't. So in the end, I actually started to chant, and I'm not a big chanter. And bear in mind, I'm outside in a car park. There's a road over there. So there's people passing by occasionally, but they can't hear what I'm saying. So I started to do like a little spell, like a little intention spell, to release any magic that was on this piece of paper, and to return it back to the sender with harm to none, which is how I work. No harm to self or others. This is a very important phrase. No harm to self or others. So, because you don't want to get that power of 3 return flashback, right? So I managed to light it. After a while of chanting, I managed to light the piece of paper, and a black smoke came off it, and it literally went up, and then around the corner, right? And there was no wind. It went and returned to sender, and I visually saw it, like anybody could have seen it. It was this black smoke that did like an arrow, like a cartoon. It was like insane. So I work with imperfect love and perfect trust, okay? Because there's no room for anything to get in when you work in perfect love, perfect trust. And I work with no harm to self or others. That's the importance. That's the difference between the work of a high priestess, an alchemist, and the work of somebody who believes they're a witch. Okay, we work in perfect love and trust, always. Yeah. Even if I'm doing the darkest work, fighting demons, fighting off cosmic entities, I still work in perfect love and perfect trust, with no harm to self or others. Now, that does not mean that I don't occasionally destroy and uncreate things, because I do. I uncreate them. I take them back to before they were created. And Sean Bond does that kind of thing as well. So we're not intentionally harming something, we're just removing it from existence, okay? Because it does not have a place in this reality, okay? And when you watch Dr. Amir, you'll see that he does very similar work as well, yeah? So if something is not meant to be here, then we have the authority to uncreate it. If something is not working in the highest good of this reality, obviously I'm not talking about humans, I'm not uncreating humans, we're talking about entities and things like that, then we will destroy and uncreate it, yeah? So that's part of access consciousness work. Destroying and uncreating unwanted thought forms and energy from the body, that kind of thing. Okay, no disease but ease, no discomfort but comfort. Yeah, we need to stop using the dis word, don't we? We need to take out the dis word. Stacey Northup, I'm so sorry you came in. I'm having a rant about this today. So we don't normally talk about this kind of stuff, Stacey. But we do, yeah, Nathan's saying we discuss spiritual, esoteric, conspiracy matters. You can request readings. Be polite, please, as we've had problems before. Yeah, we're all good at the moment. I'm always polite. I work at the Cancer Centre. A lot of new people. Stacey, we're on a bit of a rant today because I've had a bit of drama in the last day or so with somebody in the chat taking offence at one of the guests, and so we were just talking that through. So I was just sharing an experience of when I did actually return something to sender, but I always work in perfect love and perfect trust. I always work with no harm to self or others. Even when I just do something very, very simple, that's how I work, yeah? Because everything has the potential to go bad. So yes, I still love the show, The Good Witch. Oh yeah, that was a great show. I watched that for a while. That was really good. It's not much. It's not very witchy though, is it? But it talks about her intuition and her knowing and things just lining up, you know. But it's really resonated with me, and that's what you're saying now. Yeah. So it's like intention is everything. It really is, and people think that to do magic or whatever, you have to have all this pomp and ceremony. You do not. It's all about the intention, yeah? So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to cleanse the app. So we're going to do James next for the crystal cards today. We're working with the crystal oversouls. This is beautiful energy. So it's just, I had somebody on the channel yesterday who took offence at the guest, but obviously didn't realise that I actually have that kind of background as well. And it's just, we go through phases in our life, and it each adds value to who we're becoming. So I don't do that much magic work now, but I have in the past. Personally, I would prefer to just work with the earth, work with the elements, work with the land, work with the crystal energies these days. That's my main focus. But I did go through phases when that kind of work was important to me. But I've never been Wiccan. That never resonated with me. Is it okay to return sender back to creator? Yes, yeah. Entities that do not belong here, not person sender, but the attachment entity working through. Yeah, return things back to source. Yeah, definitely. Even returning things back to their oversoul, like we're working with the crystal oversoul energies today. Yeah, that sounds good. Just return things back to source. Let's source, sort out whatever that is. That sounds perfect. Yeah. Okay, this next card is for James, the Wizard Wickus. What does James need to know, see, or hear? What crystal oversoul would like to come forward to support James with his work today, please? Okay, so we've got pink tourmaline. So just take a slow, deep breath, starting in the center of the crystal mandala. And if it resonates with you, then ask pink tourmaline to work with you, and you can attune to its energies. And whatever minerals are in pink tourmaline that you have in your body will begin to activate and resonate, and your pink tourmaline in you will say, I see you, I know you, pink tourmaline. And I'm going to step forward so that we can work together. So this is number 2. I'm just going to get a message from the crystal oversoul. I don't ask for much, but of you ever feel anything towards me would be much appreciated. I don't like to ask much, but I love that you acknowledge me, maybe so. So what we do over here, Stacey, is that we show up for each other at least 5 times a week at this early AM. And so I'm in the UK, so I'm 5 hours ahead of Eastern, but we do get a lot of Australians, Canadians, Americans, Europeans that come in. And generally we have a nice chat, and then eventually we talk about like a topic, a theme of the day. So I'll have a chat about that. And then once my vocals have warmed up, I'll get out a card deck. I've got over 50 different decks of cards. So we'll choose a deck of cards as a group, or I'll be inspired by a particular deck, and then I'll pull cards for people. So yeah, you need to request and just say, can I have a card, please? Once we get warmed up, and then I make a little list. And then maybe we'll get a message, or then maybe I'll be able to tune into something. But we primarily work off the cards. That's how I work. So pink tourmaline is heart-centered, it's air element, and it's new moon energy. So we're in the new moon phase right now. So this is a great crystal for you guys to tune into for new moon. I personally think of new moon as course correction. So if you've set goals at the last full moon and you're looking to check on your progress, now is the time to do it. So when we work with the full moon or wherever phase the moon is in, there's 2 or 3 days either side. So it's never just that one point. There's always at least a day or so either side. So I think of full moon as 3 to 4 days. That's how I think of it. Yeah. So if I was going to do like a group or something, it doesn't have to be on that. It could be either side, and we're all on different time zones anyway. So pink tourmaline encourages us to let go, to relax, to forgive, to make space when you can for love. So it's heart chakra. So it's kind of unburdening the residue from your heart chakra, letting in fresh energy and optimism. Grace, respect, and love are the key words for pink tourmaline, and this crystal encourages openness and trust in life. So I'm just going to scan if there's anything else. Yeah, it initiates strength in communication with the heart. It's about inner guidance and to seek validation from our knowing rather than another. Yeah. So letting go, grace, and respect. These are the key words. It's a very soft healing for the physical body. Relax and release any tension. So just take a few deep breaths working with pink tourmaline and notice where you feel it in your body. So taking in a deep breath. So even though it's a heart crystal, you might not feel it in your heart because it's going to encourage you to relax, to release. So there might be another area of your body that needs that pink tourmaline right now. So we ask the crystal energy to go wherever it needs to go. Again, perfect love, perfect trust, that kind of thing. Yeah. So always working for the highest good, highest healing, highest harmony. Okay. So there's a bit here that says ancient sorrows that we carry are drawn out and released. Through this healing, a new vitality enters, and we can feel a profound sense of grace rising. We let go. So you may feel it in your chest. For me, I was kind of feeling it lower back. And lower back is often when we feel unsupported. You get lower back pain because you're trying to hold everything up, and so that's interesting. So that was for James. That was pink tourmaline. So yeah, I love working with crystals. I do teach 4 different levels of crystals. I'm going to, once I get the June conferences out the way, then I'll be looking at my schedule for the next 6 months after that. Because I'm not doing that many big events this year, but I do have 2 conferences lined up. So the next one is the 13th of June, the online conference with Gina Virginia Casella. But primarily I am talking about my experiences of opening up to the realities of the space programs and things like that, how that came into my awareness, and how kind of life affirming in a way it's been to get the context I've been looking for like 40 years, so it's quite interesting. So this is for Nathan Fox. So what does Nathan need to know, see, be, work with today? What's going to support Nathan as he moves forward, please? Oh, nice. You've got a seraphinite. So just tuning into the mandala. So the mandalas have been created by pictures of the actual crystals. So they do hold the energy. They embody that frequency. And I've proved this many times. They really do. These are powerful crystals to work with. So seraphinite, number 43. So 4 plus 3 is 7, which is spiritual changes. Okay, crown chakra energy. Now, looking at the color of that, you probably might not have thought about crown chakra, but this is ether element. Okay, and seraphinite resembles the wing patterns of angels, cherubs, and seraphims. It's a powerful balancer of the heart and crown. Seraphinite gently and wisely guides us to the chamber of the sacred heart within ourselves. Here we meet the angels that stand as guardians of our heart's altar. This holy place is sacred as the memories of many life experiences are stored there. Let me just get a guidance. Oh, that's great. What do you know about Larimar? That's the Atlantean stone. I don't know too much. Come to that in a second. Okay. Our physical body, the sacred heart, is located on our back between the shoulder blades. That's interesting, isn't it? So the back of the heart chakra, that's the sacred heart. Yeah. This place is where our light body anchors its wings. If we live less than we truly are, have experienced injury, our wings may feel like they are stuck or clipped. Seraphinite is a master healer, helping us to unfurl our wings and feel the vastness of who we truly are. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of the times when we do aura work, you might notice people do have wings, and there's energetic wings, and there's also more metaphorical wings with the Hieros Gamos, that balancing of the masculine and feminine of the light body. But you do see that most people have energetic wings, yeah? So people have seen my wings to be enormous and to be like crystal rainbow. I don't know. I've not seen them, but every now and then I'll be looking at somebody and I'll be thinking, have they got wings out? Is there one wing higher than the other? So kind of like just moving your shoulders, moving your shoulder blades, and kind of allowing it to stretch. So I did a healing with somebody like 4 years ago now, and in that moment my wings just went bang, and they just forced out of my body. So sometimes you might, especially get back pain around the shoulder blades, or it feels very dull there. It could be that you've got your energetic wings that are getting ready to sprout. It's very liberating when they do. Nathan says the seraphim are also Draconian angels, the highest vibrational aspect of the Draco and the Sakar. That's so cool. So yeah, seraphinite, that's a great crystal for you to look into, Nathan. So that is for you. Okay. So Larimar, I do work with Larimar crystal, Eric. When I work with Atlantis energies or dolphins of Atlantis, we work with Larimar stone as well. It's quite hard to get hold of at times. So if you find some, get hold of it as much as you can. The biggest piece you can find, because sometimes you get these tiny, tiny pieces of Larimar, which are really expensive. And it shouldn't be that expensive, but it is quite rare. It's water-based, so it is very soothing, calming energies. It's quite advanced. It may be a master healer as well. Larimar, what would you like to tell us? Okay, so check the book. So Larimar should be in here. It might not be. Here it is, 142. So this is the oversoul energy of the Larimar. So Larimar's for the throat chakra, it's air energy. It's new moon. Okay, so we're in that new moon phase. So Larimar is a great crystal to tune into. I'll try and find the card in a second. The new codes for the 9th chakra, the mandala of the Larimar oversoul, is a soft ocean-coloured blue. The mandala bursts out to greet us. Deep within its core, we see a square within a circle within an 8-sided mandala. So to meet the oversoul, there's a whole meditation here. It's not giving us just small. So here's a message from the Larimar Oversoul. Beloved one, welcome to my inner sanctum. I'm here to serve your evolutionary path. My attunement activates ancient ascension codes in your 9th chakra that had lain dormant until now. Through my attunement, these new codes of light will be awakened and you will need to complete the next stage of your sacred journey. So Larimar is about opening up to your sacred journey. Let's see if I can find the mandala. There's a lot of cards here. Bear with me. I can get Larimar, please. Would you like to come and work with us? It's funny because I generally don't get these cards out on camera. every now and then the MasterCards are saying, pick me, like those liquid light crystal ones. They are so good. I really need to work with them more. So here is the Larimar. It's number 48. So you can connect into the energy of Larimar crystal just by gazing into the mandala. So obviously, if it doesn't feel comfortable, then don't do that. But just allow yourself to focus on that inner section and then slowly move into the outer sections, taking slow, deep breaths and asking Larimar to work with you, to connect with you, to bring its beautiful flowing energy into your life to help you move on to this next phase of your pathway. Yeah. Okay. You've not heard of this reading? Okay, cool. Yeah, so these are, I work with crystal oversouls. These are by Michael Eastwood. There's 66 cards in this deck. There's meditations that go with it for you to meet the oversoul. So when I talk about crystal oversouls, I'm talking about, my crystal is going to connect into the same oversoul as your crystal. Do you have a crystal? Give me a crystal. So here we go. This is seraphonite. So when I hold seraphonite, inside it has a crystal deva, so that's unique to this particular crystal. But this crystal itself connects into the oversoul energy of all seraphonite. So that's where the wisdom really comes from. So you holding your seraphonite or thinking into the energy of seraphonite, we're going to connect into the same oversoul. Yeah. So it's like it's amazing. It's like how all humans connect into God or source in a way. We all go back to that same one energy. Crystals are the same. They've got their oversoul energy. Yeah, just like we have individually. I'm getting a throat activation. I don't know what's going on there. I love this one. It's very mothering energy. I'm going to pop that away. Is there anything else? So yeah, so when we work with clear quartz, this is the master healing crystal that embodies all of the elements. So I call it a storm crystal. Dolphins of Atlantis is a healing modality that I teach. You can attune to it through my Patreon store. It's not expensive. There's a manual and I share the energy with you. So I actually have a Reiki shop on my Patreon. So if you're looking to get small upgrades with very less learning and commitment, there's loads of little empowerments on there. Crystals with the phantoms inside. Yes, phantom quartz. I haven't got one, or do I? I'm tuning into my crystals. I might have a phantom quartz somewhere. Okay, so that was for Nathan. Next is for Vicky Binky. Okay. Yeah, I'm not feeling very in tune with anything today. I slept far too much yesterday. It was really odd. It was a really strange day. And today is Saturday for me. It's 7:18 a.m. on Saturday. This is for Vicky Binky. This is interesting. She got anhydrite. The crystals coming out today are just really, really far out crystals. There are regular crystals in this deck, but that's not who wants to work with us today. So we must be stepping up our game. So anhydrite. So we're going to learn. This is not a crystal that I have in my collection. I used to sell a lot of crystals and I don't anymore because the market got oversaturated. So it's so sad, really. So I love working with crystals. Crown chakra. We are getting a lot of crown chakra third eye energy today. So this is anhydrite and it's a full moon crystal. It says it's potent crystal for resolving a particular human pattern. Many people are plagued by deep feelings of abandonment, which cause immense emotional distress. The roots of these feelings can be residual memories from painful lifetimes. Anhydrite is a powerful healer, gently guiding us to release the past by understanding how pain can be our teacher. Yeah, we've been doing a lot in the night, I think, all of us. Okay, this could literally be the Anchorhaven crystal right now. It says anhydrite reminds us that we are not alone and are interconnected and embraced in the heart of the divine. What we've experienced as a separation served us in reality to being guided to a deeper, richer understanding of ourselves. So you'll notice on my new Anchorhaven banner, it says, we are not alone, we heal together. Yeah, and Hydrate Oversoul helps us by Be who we really are. So this is for you, Vicky Binky. Be who we really are. The mandala is a series of layered soft blues that twinkles in the light. It spins while making the most exquisite of sounds, rather like a cosmic choir. 16 beings reflect the consciousness of this powerful oversoul. As we near the mandala, we sense an incredible focus upon us. The beings welcome us with such warmth that our hearts swell. The beings are tall, crystalline and blue with large wings tucked behind their backs. They keep us deep within the mandala towards a temple. The temple, a vast anhydrite, glistens softly through some unseen light source. Inside the temple we see a table carved from a single anhydrite crystal, which we know must rest upon. The beings inform us to lie down, lie on our fronts. They surround us and create a mandala. Our hearts beat faster as we sense a powerful healing force focus upon us. As the collective energies of the beings merge into another force, another being rises out of their combined energies. This being starts to caress the area behind our shoulder blades, which unfurls our wings. We are flooded in memories of lives where we had to hide our wings and feel incredible support from these beings for the process of opening up and again being who we really are. Yeah, that's for you, Vicky Binky. That's a great one. So if you watch it back, take a screenshot of anhydrite. But just because we're working with oversoul energy, it's like tuning into the crystal. So we have all of these minerals within us. Yeah, the compilation of those minerals are within us. So when we look at quartz, it's the quartz within us, the silicon and oxygen are like, I know you, I'm quartz as well. So it kind of, you get this handshake going on. Yeah, so we will have minerals within us that relate to the anhydrite and to all of the other ones as well. Finding all the third eye openers in the morning. I know, right? So yesterday I'm giving this long elaborate how I do third eye opening, right? And he's saying, just do a third eye opener. And I'm saying, I do this and I do this, I'm on a long journey. Okay, so who hasn't had a card that would like a card, who's new to the show, and I can't remember what your name is, let me find you. Stacey, if you're still here, just pop a message in the chat saying that you would like a card. Today is free Knack Waffles Day. Get them now, or you can eat running low on maple syrup. Knack Waffles. Is this a Knack Waffle show? So, yes, please, says Stacey. Okay, great. You are very welcome, Stacey. So we are live pretty much this time between like midnight and 2 a.m. Eastern most weekdays. I do try and take... Don't scare her away with the bar rah. So the Black Sheep Rebel Alliance, yay, we come together, our little bar rah group. And so yeah, and I generally do a Friday evening. So I do have guests on my podcast in the evenings. And then this is my early morning. So it's 7:23 a.m. here for me in the UK. So I have a guest today. No, I don't have a guest today. Getting confused again. So I have a guest on Sunday who's Venus coming on, and then I will be going on to Rob Typical Skeptics channel at 8 o'clock Eastern. So I've got a guest at 4 o'clock Eastern my time on Sunday. Then at 8 o'clock Eastern, I'll be co-hosting on Typical Skeptic, which is like my second home over there. And we're doing a Drago Reed show. So get your questions ready for Drago Reed. Woo, the ultimate super soldier. It's going to be super fun. So it is still our Anchorhaven live Q&A show. We're just doing it over there on Typical Skeptic, so we can reach a wider audience for Drago. Okay, so this is for Stacey Northup. What does Stacey need to know? Thank you. There's a couple there. I'm going to pick this one. Oh, lovely. Again, guys, we have third eye openers all the way. So we've got Sushi Light. Suji Light, a beautiful purple crystal. Now, if you find this, grab it for sure, because I've only got a tiny piece of Suji Light. And it was named after a Japanese person, I think, who found it. So this is number 32, which lets us know 5 energy is there. 5 is the energy of change. So something's changing. So take a few deep breaths, tuning into Suji Light, and then I'm going to connect in and get the message from the crystal in a second. Oh, so this is a very calming energy, very, very empowering as well. I feel like it's activating, not only like here, it's like activating over my head. There's like as if I've got like a mohawk coming over of energy. That's how I feel with Suji Light. So let me just grab the message. I wish I had more Suji Light. It activates the third eye. It's ether again. Okay. Again, it's new moon energy. Wow. How cool is that? I generally don't do much moon work, but we're getting the moon crystals coming out. The crystals are saying we like to work with the moon. Okay, so Suji Light radiates its subtle purple rays. We do a lot of violet flame here work, Stacey. So yeah, so we get a lot of purple stuff coming out. Into the emotional layer of the auric field. Emotions can be calmed and balanced through the vibrations of Suji Light, especially after shock, grief, or upheaval. If you've forgotten that you are a vast, multidimensional being, this is the stone to help heal with. Help heal within was what I was trying to say. It helps you know that waffles that we are created by the same force that created the entire universe. Suji Light is especially nurturing for star children, or the part of us that feels alien in this world and wants to fly amongst the stars. Suji Light will not space you out. It says, be here. The world needs you to unfold your wings. So we're getting a lot of wing messages today. Don't fit in. Let the world fit into you. So it helps by restoring our multidimensional awareness. This mandala is a magnificent series of interlocking wheels within wheels, and it's deep purple and red tones. Okay, so the oversoul is saying we feel and know that we can at last open the wings that we came to this earth with. We feel safe in the knowledge that we can let our light shine with absolute safety. So this is about we are made from the same breath that flows through the entire universe. Wow. So that's a very cool crystal to work with. That's for you, Stacey. I need this so badly to mend things between me and my daughter. That makes sense. So we do talk a lot about star seeds and aliens and things like that on this channel. We get into anything weird, anything wonderful. So we love a bit of everything over here. So you're very welcome. So guys, just take a deep breath, tuning into the Suji Lights, because we might never see this crystal pop up again. Because this is not a crystal that you see in general decks. This is quite an advanced one, but I love the wheels on this. Yeah, so let me know. Does anybody feel the energy from this crystal? Oh, so take a deep breath, calling its name, calling Suji Light, asking it to work with you, and just noticing where you feel that energy within your body. And you may or may not have a feeling, but if you were to give it a key word, what would that word be? What comes into your mind as you think about connecting to this crystal today? I've got two words pop into my mind. Okay, so pop your words in the chat. If anyone got a word off that crystal, I got two words. I got solitude and I got awareness. Yeah, light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. So what a beautiful crystals we've been getting out this evening. Or my morning, we've been getting a lot of third eye opening, which just shows that our energy is really high vibe over here, which is great. So I do have banners that say high vibe live, so I'm going to put that on this one because it's been a while since we've had a good high vibe live. It's been getting weird, isn't it? It's been getting quite dense. Some of the people in the chat lately have been a little bit heavier energy than we're used to, but they're welcome. Okay, I'm going to pull a collective crystal because I think I'm going to be finishing off soon. I've got 11 thumbs up and 11 people watching, so that's perfect. And we've been going for 11 to 02 minutes. So please can I have a collective energy crystal? Okay. Oh, yes. Somebody asked me about this. I don't know if it was Tan. Is Tan still here? You're singing. You've got the zoomies. Azurite. Tan, are you still here? Did you ask me about Azurite a while back? This is a great crystal. Very high vibe, guys. Oh my god. So we just find the 34 again. So the spiritual energies coming in. So Azurite, is another third eye opener, and it's ether energy, and it's the dark moon energy. Yeah. So it says azurite was used in third eye initiations by the Atlanteans, Egyptians, and Mayan elders. They placed the crystal on the third eye to help those facing the ultimate fear, the fear of the unknown and death of the self. Azurite stimulates our inner vision where we see through the eye of our soul. Oh, just so you got dragon. That's so cool. The vibration of azurite helps us to penetrate the veil between the human world and the subconscious layers. The heart of azurite acts as a guide, helping one cross the threshold between the known and the unknown. We gain the courage to travel deep within ourselves, to the core of who we really are. Through this, an unshakable knowing is experienced. The gift of this journey is a profound connection to one's intuition, to the source of eternal light, unbound by space or time. So, just going to cut that, so hopefully that'll come out. So it says azurite oversoul opens intuitive channels that deepen internal communication, knowing, and trust. Mandala is built up of layers of dark and light shades of cobalt blue. Okay. It's talking about the people who experience this. They have like a multi-layered visionary experience where you're more than your physical body. So from this perspective, they know that we are essentially light that cannot die. So there you go, azurite. I think on Ascension Glossary, they do talk about azurite beings and things like that. So yeah, that's not something I'm very familiar with. But yeah, so tuning into the center of the mandala, focusing your energies, and then just allowing yourself to slowly expand out into the different points. Yeah, there we go. So calling on the azurite within you, knowing that you are so much more than just this physical body. You know, your sacred vessel is here to support you. You are not your sacred vessel. You are the being. The being is eternal. The being is unlimited. You are a creator being. Okay, a divine fractal of source. Okay, so that's great. So that's the last card I'm doing now. So thank you so much. So yeah, it's Saturday. So Saturday I do on my evening wellness groups. It's Akashic Records Saturday. So I work with the Akashic Oracle. When you have private readings with me, that's the card deck that I primarily use. It's the Akashic Oracle. So I'm looking to see what energies from the past, present, or parallel are impacting your life. If you did want to go deeper and you have a private card reading with me, you just need to head to my Patreon. The sale's on over there. I think you can save like 35% or whatever. At the moment, you can do a 30 or 60-minute session, and it doesn't need to be a reading. I generally will do cards in whatever we're doing. So if you just want to talk to me about things, if you want to talk through memories, if you want to get clarity on random weird memories that have come forward to be unpacked, then I can help you unpack that. And if I can't help you unpack it, Christy Campbell can. Okay, so Christy Campbell's great, that kind of thing. Christy, once she gets settled from her Sedona trip, we're going to be doing a live show together where Christy Campbell and I will be doing partnered psionic readings. Okay, so that will be an interesting one, because we'll be bouncing off each other. And when Christy Campbell and I get together, it really does expand our awareness. So if you go back and watch any of the shows I've done with her about my private work, you'll see that it's like I'll say, okay, this is the memory I've got, and then she'll be saying, oh, okay, and I can see this and this, and I'll be saying, yeah, I can see this now. So sometimes we need support or extra energy in a way to expand into these memories, to really feel into it. And to get that kind of recollection from somebody who's got that ability to expand in, like Christy has. And my ability like that has been, it's been coming forward more and more. I work with Christy, so I've now got this extra screen that's starting to open in my mind where I can see what you're saying and I can recall information. And it's not that it's my memory, but I can just view what you're saying in a way. Yeah, very pretty crystals. Black Feather is a good future movie title or a book. Black Feather. Where did that come from? I didn't see that. You got buzzing on your third eye. That's so cool. You got a kaleidoscope. That's great. So for me, kaleidoscope is time travel energy. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so I'm just going to do the bells. Oh, this is so lovely. We've had a weird few days, haven't we, guys? Yeah. All right. So, time travel energy kaleidoscope. Yeah. I have a memory of holding a crystal and then seeing kaleidoscope energy around me and knowing that I was teleporting, that I was time traveling. So, and I talk about it in my ACIO video. You'll notice on my channel, if you go to playlists, there's a lot of different playlists. There's like 30 playlists. And that's because I've got so many videos on there now with the long and the short videos. Each guest is basically getting their own playlist. If you do 2 videos with me, you're going to get your own playlist. So my playlist is Anchorhaven Origins, and that is all about me, private sessions that I've had with people to unpack my stuff. But each of the guests coming in is starting to get their own playlist if they've done 2 videos with me. So that gets updated on a regular basis. So have a look at the playlist, yeah? So if you're looking at my channel and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to get through 700 videos, just head to the playlist because I do talk a lot about super soldiers these days. Super soldiers are getting their own playlists, basically. And it's not just videos from my channel for them, it's videos from everywhere. So like John Whitberg's got like 40 videos, but if you go on his channel, he's got a lot of videos. He's got a playlist which is like a collaboration playlist. There's a lot of videos there as well. So today is Saturday. I will be moderating over at the John Whitberg's channel at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern, which is my 9 o'clock. So after I finish my evening group, I'm going straight onto his channel because there's a new episode of the USAPs in cinema, and it is a Star Trek Next Generation double header, and it is the Chain of Command 2-part episode where Jean-Luc Picard gets abducted and tortured, and it's an empowering one, and it's about dynamics and things like that. But I do believe there's elements in that relate into the special access programs, whether it's the mind control or whatever it is. So I asked John Whitberg to do a review on his things. Oh, you can't hear me now? It's glitching. Oh yeah, so I am trying to fundraise. I'm going to the BASIS conference next month. So that's the BASIS 2026 International Disclosure Conference. So I am team BASIS. I don't get paid to work for BASIS. I do all their graphic design and I help with the promotion, but I don't get paid. I basically get promotion in exchange. I may get to do a talk, but I'm not on the schedule right now. So we will see. But I'm preparing a talk, or I may lead a support group on the Monday. I don't know. You remember that episode? Oh, so good. Yeah. So it's going to be great. So I'll see you guys over on John Whitberg's channel later today, which is going to be epic. And so please support at the John Whitberg. Do you hear the people sing? He's doing great work over there. Yeah, and if you'd like to support me, you can always send to paypal.me/Anchorhaven. That's gratefully received. Thank you. I'm trying to get to this conference. It costs at least £500 to get to these conferences with the accommodation and the travel and expenses while you're there. So it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Crystal spiral vibes. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, crystal spiral. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later. So I don't have a guest today, but I'm moderating tomorrow. I'm doing 2 guest shows tomorrow, one on my channel and one not. So I probably won't do an early morning live tomorrow. Depends how I feel, what's been going on. But I'll see you guys over on John Whitberg's chat over there. So thanks so much, guys. Hi, Karen. So thanks so much, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.